Hi, my name is Megan Vickers. I'm a physiotherapist and Pilates instructor, and I specialise in anti and postnatal rehabilitation. This is my 9-month Pilates for Pregnancy programme. Welcome to month 1, the first of 9 videos which I'm going to record to support you and me through our pregnancy. This series of exercises is suitable for anyone in their first trimester, with the only exception being if you've been recommended by a healthcare professional not to exercise at this time, or if you've never exercised before. The current guidelines are to wait until your second trimester to start exercising. So I hope you enjoy the routine. So we're going to start down here on the mat today. So first of all, we need to open up our hips to prepare for a serious glute and hamstring and low back workout that we're going to start with. So if we step our right leg forwards, working on that left side, take your left hand, brush the floor and come and take it up and overhead, coming into a slight backward lean, opening up through that hip, breathing into your stretch, growing tall, and then taking that arm away over the right, really deepening that stretch down the whole left hand side. Back into the centre before we go again. So just brushing that floor, coming up and over, opening up through your hip, stretching through that hip flexor, and then leaning to the right, taking that deep hip stretch a bit further, and into the centre. Now we're going to take it into the right hamstring. If we step that right leg forwards, we're going to sit, push the seat back, straighten out that front leg and just hold it here for that high hamstring stretch in the right leg. One breath in, breathing out, rising back up, and again pushing the seat back, straightening out that front leg. One big breath in, breathing out, rising up tall. Okay, stepping the leg back in, and we're going to take it into the left hand side. Right hand, brush the floor, come all the way up and over and open up that whole right hip, leaning backwards into your stretch and then taking it over to the left, making that stretch a little bit deeper and into the centre, and again brushing the floor, coming up all the way over and to the left and into the midline. Stepping that left leg a little bit further in front of you, seat goes backwards, back leg comes straight. So you feel that stretch in your hamstring. Big breath in. And we rise up tall. And again, the seat goes back. Front leg straightens. Breathing in. Breathing in. So stepping that leg back underneath you, we're going to come onto all fours. So our hands are directly underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. Start by just pressing the ground away from you, so you're making the arms really strong. Tuck your chin and look straight down. You want to try and bring your back into a flat back position, so a neutral spine. When you're in that position, practice letting your tummy go. So relax your tummy completely, not trying to hold any tension there at all. And then imagine a zip going all the way from your tailbone underneath your body and all the way up to your tummy button. Undo that zip, let the tummy and the pelvic floor go. Then on your next out breath, you're going to tighten that zip, closing the pelvic floor, tightening all the way through that low tummy, up to your tummy button. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and undo that zip from your tummy bone all the way down to your tail. One more time on your out breath, tightening that zip from your tailbone, underneath your body, all the way up to your tummy button. Breath in and hold. Breath out and release. Bring that all the way down. So for this next long series of exercises, I want you to try and keep that zip tightened just about halfway. So when we're ready, we're going to start on the left leg. We're going to tighten that zip all the way up to our tummy button. The left leg stays bent, and we're going to take that leg up and behind us, drawing in tight through the tummy. Knee brushes the floor and it comes back up again. So you're trying to get that leg, if you can, close to parallel with the body without letting your back arch or dip down. So we're not letting the back arch. We're going to keep that tummy strong as the leg comes in and up. Okay, now we're going to take this leg into a pulse. So that leg's going to come up and it's just going to pulse in and out towards your body. I'm just trying to get into that hamstring, the back of the thigh, really strong for supporting our pelvis and our low back through our pregnancy. We've got 30 seconds each exercise. Hopefully you're going to start to feel those muscles soon enough. 5 seconds to go on this leg. And climb. So that leg stays up behind you, knee bent to 90, keep the foot still and roll the knee to the side and then back in. So you should really feel that coming into your bottom now on that left leg. So the knees rolling out, the foot staying as still as can be. The arms are still strong and supporting you. Coming into a clam, roll that knee out, roll the knee in. 10 more seconds before we pulse. 2, 1, hold it here. Tiny, tiny, tiny little movements. That knee comes out, 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 out. Strong tummy, strong chest, we're lifted. 15 seconds of those pulses. Hopefully that right side's starting to wake up now too. 5, 4, 2, and 1. Straight leg version. That knee comes in and it kicks up straight. In and straight. Again, just checking in with that low back, making sure your tummy pulls strong. That zip closes as the leg reaches away to stop your back from dipping down. Breath out and reach. Breathe in and return. Breath out and reach. Breath in and return. 5 seconds to go before we lift and lower. 2, 1, and we brush the floor and lift back up. Tap the floor and lift back up. This is where every time we lift, we've got to draw into those tummy muscles, tighten that zip, just to make sure that back doesn't dip with us. Keeping that back strong and lifted, pressing into the ground. You're nearly there on this leg. Okay, ready for circles. The leg is lifted. Tiny, tiny, tiny little circles. You're on your last minute before we change onto our tummies. With these little circles, it's not about the size of the circle, it's about how still you are through the rest of your body. Creating that stability, the supporting leg with your tummy muscles, with that pelvic floor, with your upper body. Ready to change. 30 seconds in reverse. Tiny, tiny circles. Your body is so still. That tummy is drawn in and lifted. "15 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work. Take it straight onto your tummy. No rest yet. Bring those hands underneath your forehead. Straight into the left leg. Draw your tailbone down towards your heels to support that low back. Activate that pelvic floor, zipping up from your tailbone all the way to your navel. And on your out breath, the left leg lifts off the ground. And in breath, lower. Out breath, lift the leg. 30 seconds. In breath, lower. So we're just trying to make sure that tummy draws tighten in to make sure that it's not just in the low back that's working. It's okay for those muscles to be active. We're trying to strengthen that low back. But we really want that focus in the bottom and the back of your thigh, your hamstring muscles. Okay, now legs together, heels pressed, toes turn out, both legs are lifting off the ground. Drawing into that zip and tummy each time my legs come up. This is your last 30 seconds before we change to the right hand side. Press your heels together if you can. Keep them pressed and strong, making sure the bottom and your hamstrings are doing the bulk of that work. 5 seconds. Well done, you're halfway through this routine. Right leg, the leg leaves the floor and comes back down. Out breath and raise. In breath, lower. Ten seconds to go. 3, 2, legs together, heels squeeze, float the legs up. Draw in through the tummy and just keep those legs lifted. Press your heels together. Draw through the tummy and pelvic floor so that it's strong, supporting your back. Relax the upper body as much as you can. Hold those legs and squeeze your heels together. Toes are turned out. Legs are as straight as can be. 10 seconds to go. 5. Great work. Onto all fours. Same routine through the right hand side. So our hands are underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips, our upper body's lifted, and we're going to close that zip from our tailbone all the way up to our navel. Out breath, right leg lifts and lowers. Lift and lower. Okay, and each time that leg lifts, drawing into the tummy and pelvic floor to make sure your back doesn't dip down. Five seconds before we pulse. Okay, leg comes up and we just bring that heel in towards the bottom and release it. Targeting that hamstring with the back of the leg. Hopefully that left bottom is really singing to you now in that routine. Ten seconds to go before we move to clam. Keeping that tummy drawn in and strong, that ground pressed away from you so the upper body's active too. Ready, knee to 90 and clam that knee out to the side. The foot stays as still as can be and the knee rolls to the side and in. Last 5 seconds before we pulse. Ready? And pulse. That knee comes up and up and up and up. Small little movements. Fifteen seconds to go. Five, 2, 1, and the knee comes down. Bent knee, straight knee. Bent knee, straight knee. You're nearly there. Strong in that upper body, strong through the tummy. Supporting leg, hopefully feeling a bit of that burn. Five seconds, lift and lower. And the next one, leg comes up and to the floor. Breathe out and lift, breathe in and lower. Every lift, that tummy draws tight, stopping that back from dipping down. Lift and lower. And you're coming up to your last minute. Ready? Leg is lifted and circle in that hip. So you're long and strong, chest is lifted, tummy is lifted, supporting thigh and bottom and screaming a little bit now. That lifted and circling leg is dead straight and you're steady everywhere but in that hip, which is drawing to small circles. Five more seconds before we change. And reverse. Last round. Strong through that tummy, chest is lifted, neck is long, shoulders drawn down your back. Keep breathing. 15 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing work, everybody. Take your hands to the top of your mat, taking the weight out of your wrists and push your seat back to the sky. Have a good stretch through your seat. And then you can bring your bottom all the way down to your heels to release that through your low back. Back up, stretching through your seat. And then taking it down to our abdominal section. So come and lie onto your back. So we're going to start with layers of the tummy. So we're going to start with the deepest layer. So lying on our backs here, we're going to have our hands placed onto the soft part of our tummies. So really down the leg. What I want you to think about is just relaxing those muscles first of all, taking some lovely full breaths, checking in with your body, relaxing your collarbones, creating length through the back of your neck, a long neck at the front. Ribs are flush with your belly so you're not arched up away from the mat. And your pelvis is in a neutral position. That means I can probably just about get my hands underneath the low back. But when my hand is placed on the low part of your tummy, my hand is flat with my fingers resting on your pubic bone, healing your belly button. Your hand is flat on your tummy. So now if we think about relaxing your tummy muscles, when you breathe out and you tighten that zip from your tailbone to your navel, you should feel just a gentle set of muscles just kind of coming in by one notch. So it's not a big bulging doming muscle, just tension drawing in through that tummy. Undo that zip and feel your low tummy soften. You often have to press quite hard because these are the deepest of our muscle layers in our tummy muscles. Breathe out, again, tighten from your tailbone, zip up through pelvic floor all the way to tummy button, and then relax that all the way back down. So for the next series of exercises, this muscle may work automatically, but if you're not used to training this muscle in this way, you may have to consciously activate that muscle. So see how you go. I'm going to key you to just start by preparing that muscle, tighten from your tailbone to your tummy button, and with that right leg, allow the knee to roll out to the side. You should feel that tummy muscle automatically tighten to support you and keep you steady. Breathe in, bring that knee back into the midline. Now the left leg. Breathe out, roll that leg out. Breathe in, roll the leg back in. Your focus here is not on the leg that's moving, but on the leg that's not moving. If you try and keep that leg as still as possible, with your knee pointing up at the ceiling, imagine there's two weighing scales underneath each bottom. And as you roll through the hip, those weighing scales, which are sitting under left and right bottoms, are reading exactly the same. So that means you're not rolling your hips from side to side. You're keeping your pelvis still, you're just rolling from your hip socket, allowing that knee to come up. You can test that by just having your hands slightly rested either side of your bottom. And make sure you don't roll and squash one hand as you roll from side to side. Final rep now. And in. Okay, now we're going to add in the arms. So you're going to breathe out. As you breathe out, the hands are going to float all the way up and over your head. Breathe in and bring your arms back down. Our cues here are making sure the ribs stay completely flush with the body. That means we don't arch our back and leave the mat. Our ribs are flush with your tummy. As you breathe out, try and tighten that zip from your tailbone through to your tummy button so you feel that low belt of tension. And you might need one hand to stay down here if you're starting off fresh, just to give you that feedback that it's all working as it should be. And then as soon as you can, bring that into both arms. One more with the arms on its own, feeling the difference when these arms are like weights, moving away from your midline, creating that strength in your low tummy. Now legs for one leg stretch. Breathing out, float the right leg up into tabletop, hold it here, breathe in. Breathe out, reach that right leg away from you so your two thighs are parallel, toes pointed. Breathe in, knee comes back in. You can use your hand for feedback again here. Feel that tension build up, that zip tighten by one more notch as you add the weight, the lever, the length of the leg, reaching away from that central core. Need two more with the leg on its own. And one. So now the leg comes in and we're going to add in the overhead arms. As the leg moves away, both arms over your head, breathe out. Breathe in, fold the leg, arms lower. Breathe out, reach away. Breathe in and lower. Breathe out and reach. In. Give me 3, 2, 1, and we hold. Again, bring your mindfulness down to that low tummy. Flex your ankle and lower your foot to the floor. Feel that low belt of tension in your low tummy muscles. Feel that tighten by one more notch as that leg comes down. The weight of the leg lowers away from you and lift the leg. Arms stay over to challenge those tummy muscles even further. The ribs are flush with your body. You can check in and just see that it's feeling all nice and taut in that deep muscle system. Give me 2 more before we change to left leg. And 1. Knee fold, arm and leg lower to the mat together. Great work. Left leg. So keeping the pelvis dead level, zipping up that low tummy, float the left leg into tabletop, breathe in and hold. Breathe out, reach that leg away from you. Feel that zip tighten by 1 notch, breathe in, fold the knee. Breathe out, tighten that zip, reach the leg, breathe in and fold. Breathe out, reach away, breathe in and fold. 2 more. And with the arms. So this time as the leg goes away, the arms float overhead. Breathe in, fold and lower the arms. Breathe out and reach. Feel that tension. I like there's some tight springs going from the ribs to the pelvis. And those springs create tension as your limbs move away from your central core. 2 more before we lift and lower. Hold it here. Ribs are flush, our tummy muscles are active. That leg flexes at the ankle and lowers to the ground. Point your toes and raise up. Breathe out, flex and lower. Breathe in, point and raise. Those arms are reaching. The tummy muscles are drawing in strong for 3. So still on the mat, no movement under that low back. Final 1. And the knee folds, the arms and leg float to the floor together. Awesome work. So hopefully you're starting to just feel those deep muscles working. Now we're going to layer that up with your more superficial muscles, your 6-pack muscles and your oblique muscles over the top of that course of stability you've just woken up. So I'd like you all to bring your hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers to cradle your neck so you don't feel this working down to the front of your neck. Start with that zip from your tailbone through your pubic bone all the way up to your tummy button, so you're setting your foundation of your core muscles. Now on your out breath, I want you to float your head and shoulders up away from the floor so your ribs are moving down to your pelvis with that zip tightened. Those tummy muscles should pull taut and flat. Breathe in, breathe out and come back down. Just be aware that you're not pulling your chin onto your chest with this. Trying to go straight up, so looking at the ceiling, following that straight line gaze of your eyes with your lift, and then coming back down. Quite a tough upper abdominal exercise once you've got it. We're lifting up and we're lowering it down. Breathe out, zipping up through that pelvic floor, low tummy, float up and release down. Give me 3 more on our own. Final 1, coming up and holding it here. We're now going to add in the legs, so make sure your head is cradled, you're in that perfect abdo prep position, and the right leg is going to come into a tabletop position. Now that's with hip and knee at 90. Check in with your tummy, make sure your tummy draws in as you tuck your tailbone and the left leg slides up into a tabletop position. Now if your tummy jumps out or your back leaves the floor, we're just going to stay here and practice this, lowering one leg down and the opposite leg down. As we bring one leg up into tabletop, draw the tummy in, imprint the spine into the floor, and the opposite leg comes up. One leg down, opposite leg down. Now, if you've practiced tabletop or scissors before, and you can control that through your tummy, we're going to hold it here and take it straight to scissors. We're going to breathe out, tap one leg on the floor, breathe in and return the leg. So we're holding our abdo prep. Our big 6-pack muscles are working up. Inner transverse abdominis, our pelvic floor is lifted. We breathe out. Don't forget to breathe, so use your diaphragm. Breathe in, raise the leg. Breathe out, tap the floor. Hope you're feeling those tummy muscles burn. Give me 4 more before we take this into one leg stretch. 3, 2, 1. One leg stretch. Exhale, reach a leg away. Inhale, fold. Exhale, reach. Inhale, fold. You're staying up. Those tummy muscles are strong. If you need to, by all means, lower your head to the floor. Otherwise, you're going to stay in that abdo prep. 6 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. The head's going to float to the ground, but we're going to hold our tabletop position. Arms come to the side. Squeeze our legs together, taking this into hip twist. Exhale, roll the legs to the right. Corkscrewing up through the spine, allowing the hips to leave the floor. Breathe in when you get there. Now breathe out. Press your back down into the floor. Bring your knees back into the midline. Breathe in. We're going to go to the left. Breathe out. Legs come over. Allow your right hip to leave the floor. Corkscrew up through your spine. Breathe in when you get there. Breathe out. Come back into the middle. Alternating sides. Working now more on the muscles at your waist, your obliques. With your six pack, your rectus abdominis, with your deep transverse abdominis, your inner core strength. So all of your muscles are working together here. Okay, now if you can, let's see if those arms can float up off the ground. You want your shoulder blades to imprint the floor, your hands to stay still. So check how much you're using those for stability and how much you're using your deep core system. Your legs are going to come over, you're going to breathe in, hold. Breathe out to the midline and fish it. See how far you can go. Where's that point where you do start to feel like you might wobble, whether those muscles are working or not? Let's try 4 more for hip twist. And 1 more each side. Really think about that corkscrew, that rotation through that low back as your legs come over. And then imprinting every vertebra into the mat as you come back. And last time. Arms relax and 1 leg down at a time. Reach your arms over your head and your legs away and just stretch out through those tummy muscles. Breathe in, reach your right arm away. Breathe out, relax. Breathe in, stretch your left leg away. And release. Breathe in, left arm. Breathe out, release. Right leg, breathe in. Breathe out, release. Well, we're staying with our abdominals for a little bit longer, so bend your knees and come and roll onto your side. So, in this side bent position, you want to try and create a straight line down through the side of your body. So your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder and your legs are flush with the front of your tummy. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is press our legs together, activate those muscles between our legs and through our deep tummy muscles by squeezing our inner thighs. And then on your next out breath, lift through that shoulder, press through your elbow and knees and come up into a side bend. All the way over past neutral, making a little banana shape through your whole waist and then releasing that all the way back down. Breathe out, squeeze the legs, press the elbow into the floor, press the knees into the floor, come all the way up and over into a big banana shape and come all the way back down. So you're drawing a big circle with that upper arm, coming all the way up and over, brushing the floor, breathing in, lowering that all the way back down. Give me 3 more, breath out, breath in. 2 more. 1 more before we hold. Come back to halfway, so the arms are directly over one another. There's a straight line down through your body and your legs are squeezing together. We want you to just hold it here. Imagine there's a string on the top of your hip. Breathe out, lift that hip up, breathe in, release it down. Breathe out, lift that hip, breathe in, release it down. Give me 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work. Relaxing down, staying on this side, just bringing your legs together and down by your side and the arms all the way up and over. So you're coming into a big mermaid stretch throughout that waist, releasing underneath your arm, turning your palm down towards the floor. It's getting that nice big stretch. And let's take it to the other side. So our legs are together and we're going to bring our legs down to face the other way. Our elbow is directly underneath our shoulder. We're lifting up and out of that shoulder once more. There's a straight line down through our whole body. Okay. First thing we do is we press those knees together. Squeeze those knees together. Lift out of your shoulder. Press your elbow and your knees into the floor. Breathe out. Come up and over. Breathe in. Lower down. Breathe out. Up and over. breathe in, come down. Try and squeeze those legs together every time. Two to go. One before we hold. And to halfway. So in that halfway position, your arms are stacked directly on top of one another. There's a string coming out of your top hip. Imagine someone pulling that string to the sky and releasing. Pulling that string to the sky, release. Lift up, lower. 4, 5, 6, 7. Squeeze those legs together. 8, 9, 10. Brilliant work. Hands down, bring those legs together. And just holding onto those legs. Changing direction of your mermaid. Turn your palms towards the floor so you really stretch and open through your waist. And you've got one more abdominal exercise. So we're going to take it back onto all fours for this exercise. Hands are directly underneath your hips. Sorry, hands under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. First of all, tuck your toes and lift your chest and your breastbone. Tuck your chin, look straight down. Try and draw those ribs soft with your tummy so you're not arching your back too much in this one. Just going to try and lift gently through our chest. Same with our tailbone. I'm going to get you to gently tuck your tailbone. So we're not in a full rounded spine. We're just starting by shortening these tummy muscles. Measuring the distance from our pubic bone to our ribcage, and that is shortening at the start. Okay. Now think about your zip from your tailbone underneath your body all the way up to your navel. Tighten that zip. Breathe in, breathe out. Press your hands and your toes into the floor. See if you can hover your knees off the ground. Feel that tummy muscle tighten and your zip lift even more. And lower it down. So we're breathing out. We're drawing in through those tummy muscles, tightening that zip and hovering those knees up off the floor. Lovely breath in to hold. And breathe out and lower. Okay. And again, breathe out and lift. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and lower. 2 more. Breathe out and lift. Breathe in and hold. And lower. Last one for your hold. We're going to come up. We're going to hold it here and we're going to hold and count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and release. Last progression. Take your hands one hand's length in front of your shoulders. Now if that first level was tough enough, then by all means stay there and keep working on that. When you're ready, follow me. So you're going to zip up through that low tummy, just lifting into the tummy muscles a little. Hover the knees, breathe out, shoot forwards. Breathe in, come and hover, but don't rest down. Breathe out, shoot forwards, lovely strong arm plank. Breathe in, come back. You've got 6 to go. Breathe out, come forwards. Breathe in and hover. Zipping up from that tailbone all the way to your tummy bone. Strengthening through your arms, your upper back, your tummy muscles, and I'm sure you can feel your thighs too. 2 to go. Breath out to push. Breath in, return, ready for your hold. Coming forward, hold it here, lift your chest. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Travel back, release your knees. Take your right hand over your left. Push your seat back to your heels. Release all the way down through that arm and through your waist. And up. Hands to the right, left hand over the right. Push your seat back. Good work guys, that's our abdominal section finished up. We're going to finish with some mobility. Really important that we go into this pregnancy with as much flexibility, movement, control of our spine as possible. So we're going to work a little bit on shoulder bridge. So if we come into a lying position, so you want to make sure your neck is long and your collarbones are open and your arms are down by your side. And again, I get you to work your arms. So really start to feel that pressure. Push your hands into the floor. Feel those muscles, your lats, down the back of your arm, down your waist, into your bottom. That's going to support your pelvis and your low back through your pregnancy, working with your bottom and your hamstring muscles, which you'll feel in a moment, to just give you that force closure, that security and stability through your pelvis as your body shape changes. So feet and knees are hip width apart and a little step away from your bottom. Those hands are going to press into the floor. Then I want you to tuck your tailbone, lifting your pubic bone, like you're pulling your pubic bone onto your breastbone, and peel your back up away from the floor. So your back is lifted until there's a straight line down your body. Don't forget to press those arms. Breathe in, breathe out, curl back down, one vertebra at a time, pressing into the mat, rolling down, arching your back away. And again, tucking under, pressing your arms and your feet into the ground, peeling your back all the way up, and then rolling back down. It's as though your back is made of a string of beads, and you're lifting one of those beads up off of the floor as you go, one at a time, and then you're layering one bead back down, feeling every vertebra in your spine. Curling under, curling up, releasing all the way back down. 3 to go before we add in our variations. So we're tucking and we're lifting up. Keep those arms pressing down so you're really working into your lats and into your bottom, into your hamstrings. Final one before we hold. Hold it here. Now keeping up, your arms pressing into the floor, your knees still. Can you just roll through your hips, drop your right hip down and then squeeze that bottom and lift back up. Left hip drop, squeeze and lift. Right hip drop, squeeze and lift. Left, right, left, right. Create some movement, some fluidity through your hips. Keep those arms pressing. Give me 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come up, roll back down this way, halfway, curl and lift. Roll through your back, halfway, curl and lift. Not letting that bottom touch the floor, so those hamstrings and bottom don't get a rest just yet. Using them just to support your back. Arms are pressing. Give me 4 more before we rest. 3, 2, 1. And up. Releasing that all the way back down. Awesome work. Straighten your right leg out and bring your left knee in towards your chest. Hold behind your leg and just rock that leg in and out. Nourishing into the hip, stretching the muscles into your low back, round your bottom into high hamstring. And then with that knee, hug gently in towards your chest. Flick the leg up towards the sky so you feel that gentle stretch through your hamstring. Just opening up through the back of the leg after all that work we've done on it today. Keeping length there is just as important as creating strength in these muscles. Holding the next one here and breathe. Shaking that hamstring. And release. So that left leg straightens, the right leg pulls into our chest, and we're just going to hug it in. Stretching through that bottom in your low back. And then we're going to hold in that comfortable position, and the leg's going to flick to the sky and release. Flick and release. Feeling that hamstring pull on each one, just gently stretching it out. And then when you're ready, taking it up there and holding it here. Hamstring tremble. 2, 1. Brilliant. And then releasing it down. Okay, coming into sitting on your mat, everybody. We're going to take our legs out in front of us. And we're going to try and sit up as tall as possible. For some of us that might need sitting on a little block. We're going to take our right hand up and over and take it down onto our left hip. Left hand comes around. We're going to use that left hand to just lift and twist our spine like we're wringing it out. Look over our left shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out and release. Our right hand is going to come behind our left hand, up and over onto our hip. Use that right hand behind you to just corkscrew your spine. Look over your right shoulder, wringing out your spine. and release. And that's it for today. You guys are all done. That is month 1 of my Pilates for Pregnancy program, and I'll see you all back here next month for month 2.